according to the Food and Agriculture Organization based in the United States, and these are stats from 5 years ago, by the way, we are producing enough food on planet Earth daily to feed 10 billion people. Now, if you do some quick mathematics and you realize that there's only 8.1 billion mouths to feed, and yet we produce enough food to feed 10 billion, all of a sudden the stats doesn't make sense. How can we still have poverty and people being hungry and starvation when there's more food than people on planet Earth? What makes things even crazier is the fact that a third of all food production daily is being wasted, is being thrown away. Clearly, the issue is not that there's not enough, it is what we are doing with what we have. I love the way Lynn Twist captured this in her book, The Soul of Money. Now, Lynn calls this a scarcity mindset, or I think she actually talks about the scarcity myth. And according to this myth, there's not enough, that's number one. More is better, and that's just the way it is. That's just the way the world works. Now, if we are in that mindset, which is a fear-based mindset, by the way, so we are driven by this fear that there's not enough, then typically what we will start doing is we will start gathering, and we will start collecting and accumulating as much as possible. Even though we won't even need or use it, we will get as much as possible because we are so afraid that there will not be enough. And then in this collecting and gathering and accumulating, we are actually starting creating these voids, because we are depleting all the resources because there's just not enough. And then even though I walk past a person that's really hungry, we are still throwing away a third of all the food we are producing every day on this beautiful planet of ours. And so my belief really is that most of the wars we see around us in the world, and the exploitation of our natural resources, and the disasters we see, the poverty around us, and the crime that we are facing daily, is based on the belief that there's not enough. Not on the facts, because the facts will show us that there is more than enough. We have more than enough energy in the sun. We just need to become clever as to how we tap into that and use that. But there's more than enough. There's no reason to exploit oil fields and have wars about oil if we already have enough energy. We know that we are producing more than enough food. We know that there's more than enough space for people. So from a factual point of view, you look at everything and the world doesn't make sense unless people live in a state of fear and they respond from a space of there's not enough. But what would it look like when people come together and they say, hey, we start seeing that there is enough for everyone, there is enough for everything, and that I am enough. And that is what our experiment is all about. So besides our project that we are currently doing, we really want to join the thousands of people around the world with this cause of creating a world of sufficiency. And I truly believe it's possible. For over 2 decades, I've been spending time with people and their resourcefulness and helping them to unleash their potential. So I know what people can do when they dig into what they have. I've also been privileged to be working with large organizations and corporates where we shift a whole culture of a company, from one way of thinking into a different way of thinking. And so in our experiment, that's exactly what we want to do. We want to take a group of people and then journey with them to really deepen their understanding of sufficiency and ultimately shift the belief from one of scarcity to sufficiency. And with the hypothesis, what we believe will happen is that these people will just be happier people. We will see an increased sense of well-being. The second part of our experiment is to take that same group of people, but let them interact as a tribe, as a community, where they can experience collaboration and reciprocity. And we believe that out of that group, out of that community, some crazy innovation is going to take place. new ideas of how we can do banking and insurance and retirement and health, I believe will follow from such a community. New ways of thinking that will make the old ways obsolete. And so the third part of our journey would be to capture all this data and experiences and place it within a proper research document so that we can authentically and scientifically show the world that sufficiency thinking is the way to go. I mean, that's the hypothesis. We need to see if it is, but that is the belief, that it will be really leading to people's well-being and new and better ways of living. Now, because everybody doesn't read research documents, we also want to make a documentary about this 3-year journey so that we can just take it and give it to the world. So this is what we will actually measure. When we think about people's well-being, in our group of people, we want to measure 5 areas. This is what we will track over 3 years. We're going to look at their health, their social well-being, their financial well-being, their career well-being, and their community well-being. There's enough research out there for us to know that those 5 elements of those 5 areas of your life really plays into the quality of well-being that you're currently experiencing. And so as we work with shifting a sufficiency mindset, as we work with people changing their belief from scarcity to sufficiency, we want to continue to track their well-being over a 3-year period. And then obviously we also want to see what new ideas and innovation will surface when we have a group of people thinking that there is enough, and that collaboration and reciprocity, like Lindquist calls it, is the circuitry of sufficiency. So in one sense, if we create that circuitry for sufficiency, what will we see jump out on the other side? So we are so excited about that. So one way people can get involved is observing from afar. And so for the public, we will have a blog running, with findings and interesting information that comes out of this experiment. We will have a podcast series running on this, and we will have our own vlog or video channel where we record some of this. And so people can just check in or subscribe to our social media platforms and receive information. But for those that say, hey, I want to be closer to this, I don't just want to observe from afar, the first thing that we will always recommend is for people to just come and join our free book club. The book club is on the soul of money from Lindquist, and this is just such a cool way to start understanding the difference between scarcity and sufficiency and how it affects our life. Now, after the book club, some people say, hey, I'm going to go on my own mission. I've got some of my own ideas and I just want to go and live it. I want to run my own book club, or I want to do something in my community with my neighbors, or I've got an idea to save the world. And we're going to say, we are your biggest fans and go and do it, and we want to support you. But hey, use our platform to share some of that information. There's blogs, there's podcasts, there's all sorts of stuff. So if you want to tap into the community, you're welcome. Now, if you're saying, "Coach, I don't want to go on my own mission, I want to be part of what you guys are doing," then we want to invite you to our community space, all right? And in this space, you can take 2 routes or 2 veins, if we want to call it that. And the one is to become part of the experiment itself. We are looking for 150 people that will go on this sufficiency thinking or belief building, and that will call you to engage in sufficiency thinking every day. Now, we're not asking you to go and sit on a mountain in Tibet thinking sufficiency. We will facilitate that process for you. We will give you all the resources and all the tools and all the courses needed to go on a 3-year-long journey where you think sufficiency daily. And then obviously we're going to encourage you to really engage with the community, because it's in this community of reciprocity and collaboration where we believe all this innovation will come out. So we will get speakers and to come and speak to us, and people to bring wild ideas and to explore different ways of thinking and doing. And so we will ask that group of experimenters to really be the base of that community. And then obviously there's that research component, the 5 areas we want to measure. And so we will use this 150 people to measure their well-being. And then obviously they're going to be part of this documentary that we are building. This one that we want to go and show the world what a world or a group of people, the impact is of a group of people when they think sufficiency. Now, for those of you that say, I don't know if I want to fully commit to the experiment yet, but I'm so intrigued by this, we want to invite you to be part of the process as well, as an observer. Come and sit like a fly on the wall and see what's happening. And so we want to encourage you to engage in sufficiency thinking, and we will provide all the tools and resources and courses for you to do that, but at your own time, within your own space, your own rhythm of life. We will give you access to track and observe what's happening in the space, and you will have access to interact with the community, to ask questions, to say, hey, how did that go for you? And at any stage on this journey, if you feel like, you know what, I find myself that I'm now in a space to become part of this community, to commit to a longer journey, then you have a direct route to join this experiment and become part of the experimental tribe, for lack of a better word. So if you are interested, go to our website, click on the Sufficiency Experiment, and just click on this button, request to join, and fill in a very simple Google form. Now, once we receive your Google form on our side, one of our team members will make contact with you and just have a quick chat about what you want to get out of it, why you want to be part of this, and then also get you set up on our tribal space or our community space. I truly believe that this is going to be a significant journey to be part of. And remember, you're always welcome to invite anybody to our free book club session. It is 6 evenings, it's 6 sessions where we talk through The Soul of Money, written by Lynn Twist. And we engage with the concept of scarcity and sufficiency and the contrast between the two that really helps people to understand it better. So invite other people to it. You are welcome to join it. And I hope that you will become part of our experiment. So see you on the other side.